vote. I went to go vote.
Went to go out.
This time of the evening, I'm hoping everybody done pretty much got their vote done.
I imagine a lot of people are sitting in front of the TV watching the results.
Did you say
Yep.
shitting in front of the TV? Yeah.
Well, that depends on what the results are.
Yeah,
Right.
true. Yeah, yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of shit in one way or the other.
There's going to be a lot of shit no matter who wins. It doesn't matter. And there's going to be a bloodbath on one side, and then the other side, I don't know what will be happening on the other side. But we're having a bloodbath if it's one way, and we don't know what's happening if it's the other way. I'm very scared. I'm very scared.
We're screwed no matter what.
Yep.
Just
Well, I mean, they're just
screwed.
like Linden Lab. They don't answer to what you want, so it's all right.
It's just the level of screwed that we are.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do in real life. I'm just gonna be somebody else. They'll never fucking find me.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's a good idea.
I'm glad we got solar at my house.
And if they come after, you can say, that's not me.
Yeah, why not? Oh, I don't know. That's because I changed my name. Right back.
Okay. Oh, I can't see the thing. Alright, this one's done. That one's done. So we're gonna go over to here. And here. Anything left over here? Nope. Good. Whoa! The stream went outside on the street.
Yeah, I've been moving it around, get some outside look.
Ah, get some B-roll stuff. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they do in the real life events.
Show them what the place looks like outside.
Yeah, it's nice. I think that's a great idea. That is a fabulous idea.
So we're in them little 15 minutes before we start. So
Okay, so that's what this is.
as long as anybody don't start no fights, we'll be good.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Do you have? You've got all those. You've got those pre-made the video you're gonna do and the titles and stuff. Do you have something, or does YouTube have something? You can just click a button and it puts in the little things that tell people to subscribe and like.
I think I seen the setting for it, but I didn't set it up because I was just reading about it to see how it worked.
Okay.
I got to make a little icon for it and all,
Ah, all right.
or a thumbnail or whatever I decide I want to use.
I thought they pre-did those. Okay.
I did look into it, but I haven't committed to it.
Okay.
Howdy, Angel.
Guys, how's
Hello,
everybody doing?
all.
Watch it. Let's see.
Hello.
Angel.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Johnny.
How you
Hey,
doing,
Johnny.
huh?
Where's he at?
Hey,
Good, how are
baby.
you?
There he is. What's up, John?
Yeah. Hey,
Welcome back.
how you doing? Oh, I'm
Good.
glad to be back. Why I'll be here in a little bit.
She right next to you.
Yeah. Huh?
She's sitting right next to you.
Is she?
Yeah, right next.
She right next to you.
I'll be dang.
Happen chance.
Yeah, I forget her new name. You know how it screws me up. You know I'm retarded.
Yeah, women be like that sometimes.
Yeah, they make you that
They
way.
can't help it.
Nope, they sure can't.
Ah, what do you mean can't help it?
Why is everybody
I
smoke
was
right
saying
now?
on something else.
I ain't smoked.
You're smoke.
I'm not.
Everybody.
Not in my view, I'm not.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm not
Well,
smoking.
give it a minute. We'll come in for you.
Oh yeah. Let me see. You're still smoking. Why not still smoke? I I see Wild One's got a pretty
There's
dress on.
Terry. Hi Terry. Glad you could make it. So
Yeah.
happy you're
Terry,
here.
hey Terry.
Move this out of the way for a minute. Oh, God, I'm so sick of this rocking boat. Oh.
Honey, why aren't you talking?
Let me get this thing.
You're just sitting there looking pretty.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I hear
Yeah,
you,
now.
woman.
Oh, it must have just gone off by itself. I didn't realize it had gone off, but it does, evidently.
Yeah. I've been
Hmm.
talking about you for 15 minutes.
I've been talking back to you, but you haven't answered, so I thought, well, he's just ignoring me now. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm
used to
ignoring
that.
you, woman.
If you think
Get in
people
the
are
cor-
ignoring you, check
Get in
your
the
mic.
corner and look at the crack in the corner.
I'm looking at a different crack right now, Johnny. Turn around. Mm-hmm.
I don't see Gleesa here yet.
Thank you,
Gleesa and Fed's not here, but they're on.
No, we don't see Gleese or Fit here yet.
They're online, though, right? I saw
Yeah.
one of them.
I'll
Okay.
sit up here so I can hear. There. Hear better. No, they're
Got a
online.
pretty dress on there.
They did. They
Wild
both
One,
are
that's a
online.
pretty dress. That's a pretty dress, Wild One.
Pepper's on. Yay. She's
Yep,
gonna be.
Pepper's
Yeah,
on,
Wild
too.
K it is.
Gleese is on, Fiddler's on.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
A bunch of people's on.
Dokey.
That's my
Pretty
question
soon
mark.
they'll be nearby.
Probably
you
ask.
did? Oh, I didn't know.
On
Thank
my
you,
way.
Johnny. That's very
What?
sweet of you to say. I
Yeah.
can't hear him. What is he? Did I turn him down?
I'm right over here, honey.
No.
You can't hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Johnny. That's a sweet thing for you to say.
Yeah, you're a sweet little girl.
Aww.
Hey,
Yeah.
Travis.
So, unlike me.
Well, you the old sour puss.
Sour puss.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Thank you, Wade, for letting me know.
Right?
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
What's the matter, honey? Yeah, you just gonna give a compliment to our daughter?
Honey pot?
That's a real thing, apparently. All right.
Yeah.
Fiddler.
Hillary!
Okay, Fed.
Hello!
Oh, whoa.
I love walking whoa.
Another bad minute to watch, baby.
Yeah,
So,
that's
what's
it.
his face? The Wascally Wabbit. That one.
Elma Fudd.
I'm a fud. Yes.
Elma Fudd.
Yeah, I see, Fed. You just came in the door.
Well, see,
Okay.
back in the 80s, there was a contest, and I didn't even know it, for Dine with a DJ, and we won it. My friend won it, and she took us all. We all went with a DJ from WKZL. They had an ad on WKZL. They had an ad, and it was Elmer Fudd sings the hits of the 80s, and I thought it was real. It was a joke. And I told the guy, the DJ, at lunch when we went out to this Italian restaurant, I want a clip of that. And he said he'd send it to me, but he never did.
There really is that really happened, but they're all short. They're not the whole song, you know.
Yeah, they were shorts that they were
You
playing.
can find it on YouTube.
Yes. I love walking, whoa, put another dime in the
There
jukebox.
was a guy that did them, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was supposed to send me the clip, and he never did.
Lots of people.
Gleeswa!
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
I've already crashed once. I'm just letting you know if I disappear.
Right,
Norm does not have a dog.
voice crack.
So I just completely,
Mike next to us, because
I completely crashed.
Tags on.
hey, did I see you on as Wyvern the other day?
Probably because I had to pay myself so I can give Gleesa back her money that she gave me the other day when we were at the party at the Hillbilly place. But I can't remember how much.
I don't
You
know.
gave me some money and I gave you money back, but I don't know how much I gave you back, so I didn't know.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Well, I don't like that.
I paid it forward.
That's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Well, I gave myself money today so I could get you some money back because I bummed money off you. Well, I didn't bum it off you. You just gave it to me.
So your password is saved on that computer.
So you and I will get together one day when you have time and I have, and I'm home. And you just let me know and we'll figure it out. And if we don't, it's okay. I'll just be ugly and look like this for the rest of my Second Life
You
life.
ain't ugly. I've seen you ain't ugly. Hey, Pepper.
Hi.
Wake up, little Suze.
Hey, Pepper.
Wake
Put
up.
pep in that step, baby.
Achoo!
Hugs, Pepper.
Achoo!
Much better.
Hugs, Pepper.
Little Sue.
Hello, Pepper. Well, did I lose all the whole voice thing?
No.
It just got quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, you could hear pin drops.
Oh, I thought you could hear me sneezing from the pepper coming in here.
You're open.
Sprint commercial used to be like that.
That's a good one.
Little Sue's.
We all sound like we're old people. What is going on with this
I
sign
don't know.
shit?
I
What's up
started
with
getting
that?
I started getting a backache yesterday from doing nothing.
Oh,
So I had to
wow.
go out and
That's
do
part of the
something.
vibe.
Those are the
Yeah,
real
do
things.
something, you'll feel better. Definitely
I
feel
did.
better. Good. What'd
Definitely.
you do?
I loaded.
Oh!
All right.
Yeah, that took a lot of
And then-
strain.
We did a couple grocery shopping.
Keith and I
That
argued all the
sounds like
time at the
fun.
grocery store. He was like a kid throwing shit in the goddamn basket. And I'm taking it out, putting it back on the shelf.
Butter
Well,
one.
I told you the story about the little old couple that was in front of me one day, and because of the cost of everything, the old guy, he goes, "Did you get this?" And the woman goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Did you get this?" And the woman goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Did you get bacon?" And she went, "Oh no, not this trip." And he goes, "I want bacon."
Yeah, the bacon.
So we're
Gotta
in the
have
middle of
that
the cat food aisle, and he looks at me, and I go, "Okay, y'all set?" And he goes, "I want bacon."
Ah,
My God. Funny.
who doesn't want bacon?
Today. One of a bunch
Everybody
of
wants to be
people.
healthy. Oh, showers.
I feel bad, when you. And they neither one of them were overweight. They were very, thin, and poor guy just wanted.
Hi there, Solana.
Why didn't you just buy him a pack of bacon? Come on, Gleesa. You just gave me a tip to give Thanatos. You could give that guy bacon, couldn't you?
No.
Hey,
Have you seen Bob's bacon?
Yes, I have. Uh-huh. Yeah, bacon. But it's so good.
I yelled out loud, I want bacon!
I'm laughing at him. Well, I bought all this. We bought all this. Not I, but we bought all this stuff to make wraps. And I forgot to get the lettuce.
Oh, no.
That is.
What the heck is that?
Oh, I didn't see Porcelana come in.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh.
she went to get the bacon.
I want
Gotta
bacon.
get the bacon, it's important.
What's shaking, bacon?
There's nothing like real bacon though.
One
Smoked
more
real
to do.
bacon.
Yeah.
Straight from the pig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Nick, I
all
like how
lean.
you
There's
have
no
the,
fat going through it and
transitions
shit.
on the change of camera angles now. Uh-oh.
I love fat though. I like Dad used
Oh
to.
yeah, it's good to have a little bit.
Yeah, but I always like a lot of it. Dad and Mom would get themselves sirloin steaks and cook them on the grill, and we'd have our hamburgers, and then they'd eat their meal later. And we always told Dad to save us the fat, and he did. And I go and eat all the fat off his plate.
Um,
Alright, got my voice back.
Welcome back.
I don't know what happened.
Why are you like 86 pounds soaking wet?
I guess from eating all that fat. I don't know.
Oh, two people-
Metabolism.
Yeah, my grandfather always liked the fat off, and he was very tall and very thin, long and thin.
Did he die of a heart attack? Because that's probably what'll happen to me from eating all that fat.
No,
Welcome back,
he
Porcelana.
was like
Hi,
92
everybody.
when he died.
Hi,
Come
Porcelana.
on, Florida.
Porcelana!
My grandma.
Hi, Porcelana.
She
His
was
wife.
like a beach ball. My grandma was shaped like a beach ball.
Everybody's telling their stories.
So was one of mine.
Yeah.
And all the women in my family have breasts so big that they could throw them over their shoulders, and I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Little pimples. Yeah.
This sounds like a good place, a good way to launch the program. Welcome everybody to the Hooligans Underground.
All right.
Yay!
Welcome to Standing Room Only. Oh,
Yay!
I wasn't supposed to start on time. I don't know what happened.
Oh my God.
Oh,
We
well,
I don't know
did.
how it happened.
Wow.
We're all good.
It was all good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
We'll let you
No,
know in
already got
15
those.
days when we get the results.
15 days. It's probably going to take that long.
That will.
It's so close. All the swing states are going to recount. But
Oh my goodness.
It
That ain't got nothing to
close.
do
We're
with
just telling
us.
you it's that close. Pretty sure.
I'm going to do some jokes. I'm going to start us off and get us away from that. That other topic.
Yay!
Oh,
Good
good.
thinking. Good deal, O'Neal.
Okay, Mod. Let's go.
Alright. Elderly Boudreaux.
Oh,
I ain't really sure how old, but he's old. Laying in his laying in his bed, dying. Cause he's old.
Oh,
Now,
Much better.
suffering the agonies of his impending death,
of defeat.
he suddenly smelled the aroma of fresh beignets wafting into his bedroom. Now, Boudreaux, he gathered up all his remaining strength. He lifted himself up off the bed, gripping the railing, both hands. He crawled outside his room. When he reached the bottom of the other end of the hallway, he leaned against the door frame, gazed into the kitchen, and if it wasn't for the death's agony, he would have thought himself already in heaven. Spread out on the table, on the kitchen, were hundreds of fresh beignets,
Ooh.
all powdered up and shit, ready to go. Was it heaven? Or was it one final act of love from his wife of 60-something years, Marie? You know, seeing to it that he left the world a happy man
Uh-huh.
with a tummy full of beignets. He threw himself towards the table, landed on his knees in a crumpled position. His parched lips parted. The wondrous taste of the beignets was already in his mouth. With the trembling hand, he reached up to the edge to grab one. Suddenly, Marie smacked his hand with a wooden spoon. She said, "Stop!" Those are for the funeral.
What a bitch. Aw, I got kicked off Instagram for saying someone was a bitch, but well, whatever.
Can you imagine?
Poor thing.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, if ain't none of y'all ever had a fresh beignet,
No,
I
don't know
don't
what
even
you're
know what
missing.
it is, but it sounds like it's very inky.
Google,
It's inky.
Google.
And yeah.
I've had them in
'Cause I ain't got
It
time.
sounded like Ben Gay. I don't know.
Yeah, Ben Gay. I love Ben
He
Gay.
is? I
Ben
never
Gay?
knew he was.
Yeah, being gay.
No,
Powder
it was
sugar
gay.
and
It was,
being
I'm
gay.
sorry. It was Gay Ben I liked. Yeah.
Oh, Gay Ben. I don't know him. All right, y'all. One more. And this one's got Thibodeau in it. Thibodeau stopped at Boudreaux's house the other morning, and he looked like hell. His clothes was all torn up, shredded. He was all scratched up, cut up, a bloody mess. Now, Boudreaux, he naturally asked him what the hell happened. Thibodeau said, "When I got drunk and got home kind of late last night, and by mistake, I went into the wrong house.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, while I was trying to walk my way through the dark house, I heard this voice. It says, Jesus is watching you. Walked a little bit more, and I heard that voice one more time. It said, Jesus is watching you. Well, I figured it was time to turn on the light, right? And that's when I saw a bird, fucking parrot. And the parrot was saying, Jesus is watching you. And I told that parrot that he was sure a smart bird and asked him what his name was. He said his name was Fred. I asked Fred, I said, man, Fred, what dumbass named a smart bird like you, Fred? That's when he told me. The same dumbass that named the pit bull behind you, Jesus.
Jeez.
Now, that's where the story ends. We can imagine the rest.
I've heard it was with the Rottweiler.
We don't have no Rottweilers down here for some reason. I mean, a few.
I'm up there.
The pit bulls are fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
I guess because they're smaller, they're cheaper. They don't eat as
And they're
much.
so sweet. They really are.
Yeah, they are. I had
They're
one.
more vicious.
Pit bull anyway, I had one.
I never
Well,
would have.
yeah.
thought
Yeah,
I'd
let's
have
not
had
get into
one.
that big. All right, open mic time. We got the jokes.
You got the joke.
We got the stage. If you got the jokes, somebody come
Why
up
not, you
here.
got any? We know Kirsten does. Why not?
Yes, she says she did.
I do.
Now we got two of them getting up. It's like a race. Left and the right. Who's going to get there
Yeah.
first?
Do I
Come on.
This one there.
Gleese is moving.
Do I have voice?
Yeah, boys.
All right, I'm get off the
I
stage.
can do
Clear.
that. I can do it.
Go around Wild K right here.
Whoops.
Come over here by
All
Pepper.
I
right,
don't know what's
Lisa.
going around.
All right, Gleesa. Let's everybody welcome up
Oops.
Gleesa.
Yay.
There we go.
Gleesa.
Hey, Gleason.
Hello. Did everybody vote today?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care. I don't
It's
care
my duty.
who. Okay, I don't care who you voted for. Just I
That's
just
right.
care if you voted. It was packed. Oh my gosh. But it was
Yeah.
good to see. It's good to see when there's a lot of people out there exercising their right. But why was the robot's anniversary in the fall?
Ah.
They were automated.
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 Mated. Mated in autumn. Wow.
And what do Jedi trees say to each other in the fall?
What's that?
May the forest be with you. And what do farmers wear under their jackets in the fall?
Long Johns?
A hard vest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Our boss.
And what can a whole apple do that half an apple can't?
Hmm.
It can look round.
It can look round.
Look round.
I look around.
Oh.
And how did the pumpkin lose the boxing match? He let his gourd down.
Let us
Oh,
go.
yeah.
His gourd.
Cute.
Left his gourd down. And what do the leaves say before they hibernate? Rake me when September ends.
Oh,
Ah.
that's a great
Rake
song.
me up.
Nice
Rake me
one.
up. Rake
Yeah,
me
it's
up.
wake me when September.
Yeah.
What is worse than finding a worm in an apple?
Finding
Finding a
apple
half
worm.
I have
That's
worm.
right, that's it. Why do deers paint their balls red in the autumn?
I have no idea.
Well, they do it so they can hide in the berry trees.
Mhm.
What's the loudest sound in the forest in autumn? Squirrels eating berries.
Girls eating berries.
Oh,
Yeah.
deer screaming.
Because the deers have painted their balls red and they're hiding in the berries.
Oh.
If I have to explain it, it's not funny.
Yeah. Well, that at least you put them
Was
together for us. So we didn't get it, but we do now.
That's it.
Where does Neil Young put his where does Neil Young put his cornflakes on? Oh,
What?
where does Neil?
What?
Oh, what does Neil Young put his cornflakes on? That's what it should
Some
say.
harvest.
Yeah, on his harvest spoon.
On his harvest food. Oh.
Okay.
That's harvest moon is what.
So,
I think you got your
ventriloquist-
intellect level too high. You got to notch it down.
Okay, well,
boss.
all right,
Yeah,
I'll dumb
right,
it
We're
down.
that's
not,
right.
you know.
A ventriloquist is performing with his dummy on his lap, and he's telling a dumb blonde joke. When a young platinum-haired woman jumps to her feet and says, "What gives you the right to stereotype blondes that way?" And then she says, "What does the color of my hair have to do with my worth as a human being?" Well, kind of flustered, the ventriloquist begins to stammer an apology. And the young woman says, "You keep out of this. I'm talking to the little jerk on your knee." Now, maybe this might not go over, but Ruth Buzzy used to be on a show called Laugh-In. I don't know how many of you know this, but this was an old show in the 70s.
Yep.
And
Martin
she used to,
Rowan's
On
laughing.
syndication.
yeah, Rowan and
Martin
Martin's
Rowan.
Laugh-In.
Mhm.
And Rowan and Dick Martin, right.
Yeah, so Goldie Hawn was on there. Judy Collins,
Arnie.
was it?
Carney.
Johnson.
Arnie
Judy Collins.
Johnson,
Judy Collins.
Joanne
Plus-size
Worley, something Seuss,
Joanne
I forgot
Worley.
his name. Forgot his name. But anyways, Ruth Buzzy made a statement about when we were all in quarantine and COVID. And she goes, "Well, under quarantine, marijuana is legal and haircuts are against the law. It took half a century, but the hippies finally won."
Good point. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very good point.
Medicate.
So, my last joke here, I think this is my last joke. A priest, a minister, and a rabbi want to see
into a
who's
bar?
they want to see who's the best at their work. So they each go into the woods to try and convert a bear.
Convert a bear.
A bear.
A bear. Yep.
So later, they all get together, and the priest begins. Excuse me, I burped. The priest.
I thought that was me.
The-
That was a burp? Dang.
The priest begins, when I found a bear, I read to him from the catechism and sprinkled him with holy water. Next week is his first communion.
Hmm.
The minister says, I found a bear by the stream and preached God's word. He was so mesmerized, he let me baptize him. They both looked down at the rabbi on a gurney in a body cast. And the rabbi says, looking back, maybe I shouldn't have started with the circumcision. That's all I have.
Damn.
Yay!
short
That
one.
was great, Lisa.
All
Well
right,
done,
big
Lisa.
hand for Lisa, y'all.
Yay!
I need to walk.
Well done, Lisa. Yay.
I think my feet are sinking. Maybe.
Maybe so. Might be in the floor a little bit. I might have seen that on camera and said, look at that. Her
Look at
feet's
that.
in the
Ah,
floor.
yeah. You
Yeah.
better.
Don't SL girl. She needs bacon.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. Ain't my business.
Welcome back, Sonia.
Welcome back, Sonia.
Welcome back, Sonya.
Thank you, thank you.
Now listen to this story. Listen
Okay.
real close. One day, Boudreaux come home from work, and as he drives up to the house, he sees a pick-em-up truck leaving his house.
Picking up.
Y'all might have heard this one already. I think y'all did. He head up the road. That truck did after he left his house. He walks in the house, takes his cap off, sits in his rocking chair, says, Marie, who that was just left? Marie answered. She said, well, that was Clarence. Oh, okay, said Boudreaux. Now, a few days later, Boudreaux gets home from work again and sees that same damn pickup truck leaving his house. Walks into the house, takes off his cap, sits down in his rocking chair, says, hey, Marie, who's that just left the house? Marie said, well, that was Clarence. Boudreaux said, okay. And the very next day, same thing. Same damn thing. As Boudreaux walks into the house, he takes off his cap, asks Marie. He said, Marie, let me guess. That was Clarence. Just left again, right? Marie said, yup, sure enough. Boudreaux said, Marie, are you and Clarence having an affair? Marie says, yup. Now with that, Boudreaux puts his cap back on, walks out the door, climbs in his truck. Marie said, Boudreaux, where you going? Boudreaux said, well, I guess I gotta go find that Clarence fella, kick his ass. That's what I got to do. So he left. About 5 minutes later, though, Boudreaux drives back up to the house, walks in, takes his cap off, sits in his favorite rocking chair. Marie said, Boudreaux, you wasn't gone very long. What happened? Boudreaux, Marie, I was gonna find that Clarence, gonna whip him up real good. Got to the overpass down the road, saw this big old sign that said Clarence, 12'6". It might be better for me just to come home to get the whole thing.
That's funny.
That's that wonderful U.S. education system.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Alright. That was a long one. I'm gonna do a short one, just a short one. Dr. Hebert, from down there in
Oh,
Lafayette.
they love Dr. Hebert.
Ah.
Dr.
Hey,
Hebert,
man.
Lafayette. He was
Lafayette.
famous in them parts for always catching the largest fish at all the fishing tournaments. One day, while he was at one of his fishing trips on the bayou, he got a call that a woman at the dock was giving birth.
Mm.
Now, being a doctor, he had an obligation. He hurried her to her aid at the dock and delivered a healthy baby boy. Now, they didn't have a scale, not a baby scale, to weigh the baby with.
The fish scale.
So Dr. Hebert used his fish scale. Y'all, that baby weighed 25 pounds.
Wow.
It might have to be a country folk or a fisherman.
Yeah. For sure.
Alright. Back up the camera a little bit here. Say open mic time, y'all.
I'll do a couple.
Why Not is gonna do a couple.
Yep,
everybody.
get it over with, buddy.
Let's welcome up Why Not to the stage.
Oh man, I was downtown and met two guys wearing matching clothing, and I asked them if, hey, you guys gay? And they promptly arrested me. I saw a magic show where audience members were turned into wind turbines. I immediately became a big fan. I purchased a deodorant stick and the instructions read, remove cap, push up the bottom. I could hardly walk afterwards, but my fart smell was lovely.
Oh, dear. These are smelly jokes.
What does a baby computer call its father? Data.
Data. Aww.
What did the custodian say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies!
Surprise. Squad.
How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together.
Blues.
They
Aw.
glues it together. That's funny.
Oh, which knight invented King Arthur's round table? Circumference.
Circumference. Oh, that's good.
What do sprinters eat before a race? Nothing. They fast. They fast. Oh, they fast. What do you call a fly? What do you call a fly without wings?
Walk.
Yeah.
A walk. Yeah, a walk.
An easy target.
What does a clock do when it's hungry? It's fall. It goes back 4 seconds. Yeah. It goes back for seconds. It goes back for seconds. 4 seconds. What's the easiest way to make a glowworm happy? Well, cut off its tail. It'll be delighted.
Delighted. Oh.
What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time.
A waste of time.
What's in your waistline?
Why did Adele cross the road?
Adele?
Adele. Why did Adele cross the road? To say hello from the other side. Hello. What's the best way to carve wood? This one you better get, Fiddler. The best way to carve wood. Whittle by whittle. Whittle by whittle. Elmo Fudd. Yeah. What did the teacher do with the student's report on cheese? She graded it. Oh, you got it. You got it right at the nick of time. What do you call a person with a briefcase in a tree? A branch manager.
A branch manager.
Why did the baby cookie cry? Because its mother was away for so long.
Away for so long.
What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? One will see you later and the other will see you in a while, crocodile.
That's good.
When is a cat like a tooth? When it's not a mouser, but a molar.
Oh,
Hey, what do you do when you see a spaceman? Park it, man. Oh, Fiddler, you know this. What's the #1 cause of divorce? Marriage.
The cause, yeah.
Hey, how did Darth Vader know what Luke Skywalker got him for Christmas? How did Darth Vader know what Luke Skywalker got him for Christmas? He felt his presence.
I felt his presence. He felt them up. I got it. Oh.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. What do you call a large African mammal with long hair and sandals? A hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
What do you, how do you think the unthinkable? How do you think the unthinkable? Fiddler, you should get this. With an iceberg.
Iceberg?
Iceberg. You know the award for being the best dentist? Do you know what it is? It's a plaque.
Plaque.
Plaque. What did the drummer name his twin daughters? And a one, and a two.
And a one, and a one, and a two.
What is big and gray and doesn't matter?
Dark matter.
Rain.
And irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Why did the snowman dig through a bag of carrots? Well, he's picking his nose. Why does Waldo only wear stripes? Well, he doesn't want to be spotted. What the hell? Well, he's a little dirty now. They're getting dirty. What do you get when you mix human DNA and goat DNA? You get kicked out of the petting zoo, for one thing. What did Cinderella do when she reached the ball? She gagged.
Look for the other.
What do tofu and a vibrator have in common? Well, they're both meat substitutes.
Thanks.
What did the guy say when he got caught playing with himself to an optical illusion? He said, it's not what it looks like. Hey, what did one tampon say to the other one? Nothing. They're both stuck-up cunts.
Oh my God!
What's the difference between a prostitute and a 7-year-old? You don't know, you sick weirdo.
There's a lot.
So two deer walk out of the gay bar, and one says to the other one, I can't believe I blew $50 in there. What's the difference between oral and butt intercourse? Well, one makes your whole day, the other makes your whole really week. So this man and his family, they're all staying at a hotel, and the man asks the employee at the front desk if the adult channels are disabled, and the guy says, no, it's just regular porn, you sick fuck. So a group of people were boarding a packed hotel elevator, and a man was pushed in the corner and unable to reach the panel of buttons for floors. He calls out, ballroom, please. Oh, I'm sorry, the woman in front of him said. I didn't realize I was crowding you. Guy come down with the flu. He's forced to stay at home one day, and he was glad for the interlude because it taught him how much his wife loved him. He was so thrilled. She was so happy to have him around that when the delivery man and the mailman arrived, she ran out and yelled, my husband's home! My husband's home! Man walks in a watch and a clock store, unzips his trousers and slaps his cock on the counter. The woman behind the counter doesn't bat an eyelid. She looks him straight in the eye and says, put that away, sir. This is a clock shop, not a cock shop. That's really fine, says the man. I'd still like to have 2 hands and a face on it. You know you're getting really old when you start having dry dreams and wet farts. There is nothing worse than waking up at a party, finding a penis drawn in your face, except maybe finding that it was traced. Yeah. You know, the last thing that Tickle Me Elmo gets before he leaves the factory is 2 testicles.
Right.
Testicles.
Well, the difference between a girlfriend and a wife is about 45 pounds, but the difference between a boyfriend and a husband is about 45 minutes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had a great gay friend that I really loved. He got fired from the sperm bank because they caught him drinking on the job.
Oh,
God.
What's the difference between the Library of Congress and the House of Representatives? Well, in the Library of Congress, you're not allowed to lick the pages.
Oh, pages, that's the people. Oh.
Yeah, a doctor had sex with one of his patients and he felt really, really guilty the next day. So no matter how hard he tried to forget about it, the shame and the sense of betrayal were overwhelming. And every once in a while I'd hear a reassuring voice in his head that said, "Don't worry about it. You aren't the first medical practitioner to have sex with one of his patients." But then he'd hear another voice that jolted him back to reality. "You're a sick fucking bastard and a horrible veterinarian."
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
That's mine for the night. Okay.
Oh, so good, white man.
Awesome wine.
Thank you, well done.
All right, big hand for wine. Good wine.
Good job. Evan Chansey, why?
I think Randy's been rubbing off on wine.
Randy was trying to rub off on me, and I say, "Get the fuck away from me, buddy."
Well, that explains it. Explains a lot. But now why I didn't have a joke ready.
No.
Maurice, you went shopping, y'all, down at the Bayou at Thibodeau's department store. And she was looking to buy some material to make a dress. You know, she's thrifty. Now at the fabric counter, she spotted some suitable material and said to Thibodeau, who was behind the counter, "What's the cost of this material right here?" Well, Thibodeau says, "Well, the price for that is 1 kiss per square yard." A little smoochy smoochy.
Ooh.
He says that with a confident grin on his face, like it must have worked at least once before. At least. "That's fine," said Marie. "I'll take 10 yards. Apparently it worked twice. Well, Thibodeau couldn't believe his luck. He quickly measured out the cloth, folded it up carefully, wrapped it up, and teasingly held the package out to Marie. She in turn accepted the package, smiled, then turned, pointed to Boudreaux standing down by the fishing poles. She said, "Boudreaux gonna settle up the bill with you." Poor Boudreaux.
I don't even know yet.
I have a feeling they probably settled up at the Bayou Bar. Alright, squirrel. One more for y'all. One more, then I'll do open mic. I don't even know if I pre-read this one, y'all. Y'all might not.
That's
Never heard
alright,
this.
Randy never does. Don't worry.
I want bacon.
Squirrel, rabbit, quail, deer, you name it. Cleaned and on the table. Now old men, Thibodeau. Now an old man, of course, now. Thibodeau had developed a habit of annoying old Boudreaux. He would wander off, find a nice comfy spot to rest, and fall asleep, leaving Boudreaux to wander the woods looking for his friends. Okay. Now one day Boudreaux had enough and decided he wanted to get back at Thibodeau. Now after being out for an hour or so, Boudreaux circled back to find Thibodeau passed out on a hollowed out tree stump, gun on his lap, pants down around his ankles.
Sounds like Fiddler on his anniversary.
Yeah.
Boudreaux said, "This is too good to be true. That bastard ain't gonna know what hit him." So Boudreaux, he gutted the rabbit. He placed the entrails underneath old Thibodeau's bare ass and went to wait in the truck. A couple hours later, Boudreaux sees Thibodeau coming running out the woods, as fast as an old man can, hands waving wildly, and he was shouting, "Boudreaux, my friend, you ain't never gonna believe what happened. It's a miracle." Now, Boudreaux is a little confused. Wasn't expecting no miracle. You ain't never gonna believe. Alright, I just screwed up. Boudreaux, a little confused and barely holding back a smile, replied, "Let me guess, you done fell asleep again." "Yeah, but that ain't all," said Thibodeau. "I fell asleep on that old stump. When I woke up, I had shit my guts out, but with the help of God and these two fingers, I got them all back in."
Ew.
That's not right.
That's weird. That's even weird for me. I mean, that's how
He's
I
got
think I
worms
have a
now.
reason. I think I know why I forgot. I don't know why I turned that out, y'all.
No, I think it's great.
All right, open mic. I see Fiddler's in motion.
Yeah, yay! Go, buddy!
All right.
Hey, Pepper!
Wait, Pepper's coming. Pepper. All right,
Oh, Pepper!
y'all, let's welcome up
Hey!
Pepper.
Yay!
Pepper!
I had to take the cam out to see that.
You know, the other day, Nick and I were getting dressed to go out, and I said, "Honey, how do I look?" And he said, "Oh, you look really pretty, but your butt is getting really big. It's bigger than the barbecue grill."
Uh-oh.
Nick wouldn't say such a thing.
Y'all have a little bitty barbecue, bro.
Well, after we returned home, we crawled into bed, and Nick said, "Honey, do you want to fool around?" Silence. "Honey, do you want to fool around?" I said, "Do you really think I'm going to fire up this big-ass grill for your little teeny weeny weenie?"
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
A husband and wife are waiting at the bus stop with their 9 children. I think we have people here in the audience that are from big families, right? Anyway, a blind man joins them after a few minutes. When the bus arrives, they find it overloaded and only the wife and the 9 kids are able to fit onto the bus. So the husband and the blind man decide to walk. After a while, the husband gets irritated by the ticking of the stick of the blind man as he taps it on the sidewalk. And he says to him, "Why don't you put a piece of rubber at the end of your stick? That ticking sound is driving me crazy." The blind man replies, "If you had put a rubber at the end of your stick, we'd be riding the bus right now."
I saw that come. I saw that one coming, and coming is a key word there.
I mean, hey,
Now this one might be a little bit early. Christmas is around the corner. I know we have to go through Thanksgiving. But anyway, 3 men die on Christmas Eve. To get into heaven, St. Peter says, you must have something on you that represents Christmas. The Englishman flicks his lighter and says, it's a candle. St. Peter lets him pass. The Welshman jingles his keys and says, they're sleigh bells. St. Peter lets him pass. The Irishman pulls out a G-string and a bra. St. Peter says, how do they represent Christmas? Patty winks and says, they're carols.
They're carols.
They're carols. Cute. Cute.
Alrighty. I hope everybody enjoys their evening.
Okay.
Yay!
All right. All right. Just a quickie. Put my pork roast to the side.
Pork roast.
Y'all more important than a piece of pork roast right now. Now, Boudreaux, he decided to tie the knot with his longtime girlfriend, Marie. Now, one evening, after the honeymoon, he was organizing his golfing equipment. And Marie was standing nearby watching. This one ain't too old. After a long period of silence, she finally said, Boudreaux, you know, I've been thinking. Now that we married, it's about time you quit that childish golfing.
Aww.
Spend way too much time with them boys. Them boys.
Boys. And
Boudreaux.
balls.
She says, amount of time you spend out on that course, you could probably get a good price for your clubs. You spend too much money out there. Now, Boudreaux, he got this horrified look on his face. He says, darling. Marie says, darling, what's wrong? Now, Boudreaux said, for a minute there, just a minute, you were beginning to sound just like my ex-wife. Marie, she screamed at that. She says, ex-wife? I didn't know you was married before me.
Wasn't.
Boudreaux said, I wasn't. Getting awfully close to it now.
You look like my next ex-wife.
My first.
Alright, y'all, we can go open mic again.
Yeah, Kirsten's got some.
Y'all come on up. Somebody come up here.
Kirsten does.
Kirsten's on the
where are
move.
you?
I'm not here.
Oh, you want to go next, Fiddler? We'll do
Whatever.
that next. Alright, Kirsten.
I've given up twice, so it doesn't matter.
Aw, poor Fiddler.
I promise there will be no wardrobe malfunctions tonight.
No?
Oh, we love them.
I'm out.
Yeah, the ratings that he got were outrageous. Can you do one?
Yeah, right.
One more.
Yeah, I got an email on that one.
Did you? You didn't.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got an email with a notice.
Another one?
No, not another one.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about that one.
Yeah, yeah. All right. What's the difference, y'all, between a ooh and ah?
Well, about 5 minutes for me, but.
About 3 inches.
Oh, okay. Hey, there we go.
Anyway. Yeah. What did Nala say to Simba?
I have no idea.
Hakuna Matatas.
The coon on my tatas.
Hakuna, my tatas.
Hmm.
Why did Popeye punch the Pope?
Why?
He heard that he went to Mount Olive.
Oh, Mount Olive.
Oh my god.
So I asked a Chinese girl for her number. She said, sex, 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 free sex tonight. I said, wow. And then her friend said, she means 666-3629. Sex, 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 free sex tonight. 666. Ah, never mind. Okay.
Close enough.
Hello,
Yeah.
phone number.
So two cowboys are out on the range and they're talking about their favorite sex position. One says, I think I enjoy the rodeo position the best. The other guy says, well, I don't think I've ever heard of that one. What is it? Well, the first guy said it's when you get your girl down on all fours and you mount her from behind. Then you reach around, cup her tits, and whisper in her ear, boy, these feel almost as nice as your sister's. Then you try to hold on for 30 seconds.
Oh Oh, that's
So a family is at the dinner table. The son asked the father, Dad, how many kinds of boobs are there? The father was surprised and he answers, Well, son, a woman goes through 3 phases. In her 20s, a woman's breasts are like melons, round and firm. In her 30s and 40s, they are like pears, still nice, hanging a bit. But after 30, they are like onions. Onions, the son asked.
Uh-oh.
Yes, when you see them, they make you cry. This infuriated his wife and his daughter. The daughter asked, Mom, how many different kinds of willies are there? The mother smiles and says, Well, dear, a man goes through 3 phases also. In his 20s, his willie is like an oak tree, mighty and hard. In his 30s and 40s, it's like a birch, flexible but reliable. After his 50s, though, it's like a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree, the daughter asked. Yes, dead from the root up, and the balls are just for decoration.
I resemble that remark.
We do not, Billy.
You ain't 60, so there.
Okay, so a teacher's teaching a class, and she sees that Johnny, little Johnny, isn't paying attention. So she asks him, if there are 3 ducks sitting on a fence and you shoot one, how many are left? Johnny says none. Yes, I am. The teacher asks, why, Johnny? Because the shot scared them all off.
Right.
The teacher says, no, 2, but I like how you're thinking. So Johnny asks the teacher, if you see 3 women walking out of an ice cream parlor, one is licking her ice cream, one is sucking her ice cream, and one is biting her ice cream, which one is married? The teacher says, the one sucking her ice cream. Johnny said, no, it's the one with the red wedding ring, but I like how you're thinking. So this reporter asked this man, he's like, excuse me, may I interview you? And the man's like, yes, sure. The reporter's like, what is your name? The man says, Abdul Al-Razim. The reporter said, sex? The man said, 3 to 5 times a week. The reporter's like, no, I meant male or female. The man said, yes, male, female, sometimes camel. The reporter is like, holy cow, man. And the man's like, yes, cow, sheep, animals in general. The reporter's like, but isn't that hostile? The man's like, yes, horse style, dog style, any style. The reporter's like, oh, dear. And the man's like, oh, no, dear. Deer run too fast, hard to catch.
That's good.
That's good.
Everything is good. If it's got a hole, it's usable.
So y'all want to know why I got divorced?
No, why did you get divorced?
Oh, well, it was my birthday. And my husband didn't wish me a happy birthday.
How dare he?
My parents forgot, and so did my son.
Oh.
I went to work, and even my colleagues didn't wish me a happy birthday.
Oh.
As I entered my office, my assistant said, happy birthday, boss. Man, I felt so special. He asked me out for lunch, and after lunch, he invited me to his apartment. We went there, and he said, do you mind if I go into the bedroom for a minute? Okay, I said. He came out 5 minutes later with a birthday cake, my husband, my parents, my kids, my friend, and my colleagues, all yelling surprise while I was waiting on the sofa, naked.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Damn, I thought I was going to get me some. Hold on. I don't think I'm going to do that one.
Happy birthday suit.
Okay, so a man and a woman had been married for 30 years. And in those 30 years, they'd always left the lights off when having sex. He was embarrassed and scared that he couldn't please her, so he always used a big dildo on her. All these years, she had no clue. One day, she decided to reach over and flip the light switch on and saw that he was using a dildo. She's like, I knew it, asshole. Explain the dildo. He said, explain the kids.
Busted.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Sarah goes to school. The teacher says, today we're going to learn multi-syllable words, class. Does anybody have an example of a multi-syllable word? Sarah waves her hand. Me, Miss Rogers, me. Miss Rogers said, all right, Sarah, what is your multiple syllable word? Sarah says, masturbate. Miss Rogers smiles and says, wow, Sarah, that's a mouthful. Sarah said, no, Miss Rogers, you're thinking of a blowjob.
Oh my goodness.
Let me see. Maybe I have one more or two. Let's see.
You're catching.
Little Sally came home from school with a smile on her face and told her mother, Frankie Brown showed me his weenie today at the playground. Before the mother could raise a concern, Sally went on to say, it reminded me of a peanut. Relaxing with a hidden smile, Sally's mom asked, really small, was it? Sally replied, no, it was salty. Her mom fainted.
Oh my God. What an infectious laugh.
Okay. A bride tells her husband, honey, you know I'm a virgin and I don't know anything about sex. Can you explain it to me first? Okay, sweetheart. Putting it simply, we will call your private place the prison and call my private thing the prisoner. So what we do is put the prisoner in the prison. And they made love for the first time, and the husband was smiling with satisfaction. Nudging him, his bride giggles. Honey, the prisoner seems to have escaped. Turning on his side, he smiles and says, then we will have to re-imprison him. After the second time, the bride says, honey, the prisoner is out again. The husband rises to the occasion, and they made love once again.
Wow.
Bride again says, honey, the prisoner escaped again. To which the husband yelled, hey, it's not a life sentence. Okay.
Oh man.
Yes, it is, though.
All right, I have one more.
Mhm.
Why are women like KFC?
Why?
Right.
Once you're finished with the breast and thighs, all that's left is a greasy box to put your bone in. Ba-dum-bum. Okay,
God.
that's all.
Oh my God. That was
All right,
great,
big hand for
Thank you.
Hey, Kirsten!
Thanks, y'all.
Alright, y'all. Boudreaux and Thibodeau. Driving down the levee, up on top of the levee the other day, engaging in their favorite pastime, drinking beer. Now, as they rounded the turn, they saw the state police roadblock just ahead. And Thibodeau said, Boudreaux, them troopers see us with this beer, going to jail. Now Boudreaux, smart man that he is, said, don't worry, Tib. We'll just pull over right here, finish our beers, peel the labels off the bottles, stick them on our foreheads.
Oh.
Now, if we throw the empty bottles in the ditch right there, they ain't gonna know nothing. Thibodeau thinks about that. He said, "What? That ain't gonna work." Boudreaux said, "You just be quiet. Let me do the talking." And they did all that stuff, just like Boudreaux said. And when they drive up to the roadblock, and the very first thing the trooper asked him, "You boys been drinking?" Boudreaux points to his forehead. "No, sir. We used to drink, but now we on the patch." Oh, maybe if you stuck it on your shoulder or something. Alright, just one more quick short one. Just for what the heck. It might not even be funny. Thibodeau, sitting at home,
Peppers joke?
when he hears a knock on the door. He opens the door and he sees a snail on the porch. He picks up the snail and he throws it as far as he can. A year later, it's another knock on the door. He opens up the door. He sees the same snail. Snail looks up. He says, "Hey, man, the fuck was that all about?" And that's it. Guess you have to imagine it's like the snail is there on business, you know, like trying to sell you all insurance.
A whole year to get back.
Yeah. Alright, open mic. Who's fast? Who's coming? Who's running? Fiddler's running.
Yay,
All
Fiddler!
right.
Let's go,
Everybody,
bro!
welcome
Hey, Fiddler
Hey,
Week!
Fiddler!
Hey everyone, it's been pretty funny tonight. I don't know if I can match up, but
Don't ruin it, bro.
as usual, I got some funny ones, some silly ones, some rude ones, some adult ones, some stupid ones,
And they all good ones.
and yeah, and they're all different. Some punning ones, you know, puns and
Better, batter.
yeah, put a pen. And that's all I have for tonight. Have a great night, everyone.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, well, some of these you might have heard before, but most of these are from like years ago. So I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went. Then it dawned on me. I asked my date to meet me at the gym today. She didn't show up. That's when I knew we weren't gonna work out.
Not gonna work.
Math teacher, if I have 5 bottles in one hand and 6 in the other, what do I have? Johnny,
Really?
a drinking problem. You know, I married my wife for her looks, but certainly not the one that she's been giving me lately.
Uh-oh, ruh-roh.
And this is true. When wearing a bikini, women reveal 90% of their bodies. Men are so polite, they only look at the covered parts. That's true. eBay is so useless, I tried to look up lighters and all I got was 13,749 matches. I tried to explain to my 4-year-old son that it's perfectly normal to accidentally poop your pants. But he's still making fun of me.
Kids are so cruel.
I saw an ad for burial plots, and I thought to myself, that's the last thing I need.
It is, yeah, definitely.
A cop just knocked on my door and told me that my dogs were chasing people on bikes. My dogs don't even own bikes. What the fuck?
I don't even know. Hell, show them.
My girlfriend stopped by and I had to tell her I'm not saying your perfume is too strong. I'm just saying the canary was alive before you walked in. What's the difference between men and pigs?
Not much.
No.
Pigs don't turn into men when they drink. Two windmills are standing in a field and one asks the other, what kind of music do you like? The other one says, metal. I have big heavy metal fan. I'm a big heavy metal fan. I said, okay, I threw that one up.
I'm in a good one.
Right. Two wrongs don't make a right. Take your parents, for example.
Mine fucked up.
My girlfriend's always stealing my t-shirts, sweaters, everything. But if I take just one of her dresses, suddenly we need to talk.
Yeah.
Then she starts wondering.
Yeah. My wife was complaining the other night that I never listen to her. Or something like that.
Something like that.
I gave up my seat to a blind person on the bus. That's how I lost my job as the bus driver. A teenager was telling me that he's been learning in today's school curriculum. I asked him, is your ass jealous of the amount of shit that just came out of your mouth?
Oh, God, no.
A dad is washing the car with his son. After a moment, the son asked, do you think we could use a sponge instead?
It hurts, Daddy. This hurts.
If sex is a pain in the ass, then you're doing it wrong.
Oh, I think you did it right.
Right? That's not right.
Depends on
Depends on
the
who you
thing.
are, I guess.
My dad sent me to the psychiatrist for wearing his bra again. Let's see. I got a couple more. My 5th grade teacher once told me, you're the reason the gene pool needs a lifeguard. How rude. And my last one, my computer's got the Miley virus. It stopped twerking. And that's seriously all I got.
Yay! That was great, February! Yay!
Nice.
I told you they were all stupid dumb and all over the place.
They were good.
All right, big hand for Fiddler.
Hey, Fiddler.
Welcome up, Jim. Come on, Jim.
Thank you.
Good, Jim. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, Fiddler, it was almost worth the wait.
Good. I'm sure it is.
Almost, yeah. I got that.
$5 billion were found in a Nigerian prince's house.
Wow.
Evidence suggests he spent the last 10 years trying to get rid of it, but no one answered his emails.
I did.
That's why you can't get in your Second Life account.
That's right. I can't get my Second Life account now. Son of a bitch.
I'm an inventor, and I was at the patent office registering my new line of collapsible containers. The first one was a folding bottle. I call it FOTL. It's short for folding bottle.
Folding bottle.
I also have this folding carton, which I call a fartin. They said, down at the patent office, they said, you may want to rename that one. And I said, well, you're really not going to like the name of my folding bucket.
That funny.
$1 million idea, right?
Did you hear about these new corduroy pillows? They're making headlines.
How they do? Boy, do they.
They sure do.
I like to meditate for 20 minutes each morning. It helps me deal with the stress of being 20 minutes late for everything. Bob Dylan introduced his guitar player. When I first met Bucky, he didn't have a penny to his name. I told him, you need to get another name.
Yeah, Bucky.
Went to visit my pregnant friend at the hospital, and the only parking spot available was in the C-section, so I exited through the sunroof. The last woman I propositioned used oral contraception. I asked her to go to bed, and she said no.
Oh.
Okay.
That was the oil, yeah. And this is my last joke. Thank you for listening to me tonight. Oh, before I do end, I want to say we are doing the, what do you call it? The Derby.
Country Derby.
Crash Country Derby tomorrow, 4 o'clock. And if anybody wants to come up with a theme, just say it right now.
Right now.
It right now. It right now. It right now.
Okay,
It right now.
the theme is it right now. So have fun making your new car. It right now.
I'm fine with not having a theme after
Okay.
having a theme
I think we're
every
tired.
day for the last 6 weeks.
All right, this is my last.
I'm not falling for that bullshit again. Last time they chose STDs, and I was the only one who decorated their car. Fuck that.
Okay.
Did you have vaginal warts on it or what? What
Well, I don't know if the joke was on you or on us.
It was on him.
It was on you.
I bought a new wallet made out of elephant foreskin. My girlfriend asked, why would you want one of those? I said, well, if you rub it the right way, it turns into a suitcase.
Hey, good going, Jim.
Well done, Jimbo.
All right, big hand.
Hey.
Jim.
Hey, Jim.
All right, Jim.
Wade.
All right, Wade. Looks like you up next.
Awesome.
Wade.
Welcome, Wade.
All right, y'all. I know we're running out of time, so I'll keep this short. Little Johnny's in his class. The teacher's looking around. She's thinking she's going to teach these kids these ABCs. So she starts thinking about it. She looks over. She said, all right, A. Who can give me a word for A? And, of course, Johnny's hand shoots up in the air. She thinks about that for a second. She said, ass. No, I can't have Johnny doing that one. Little Susie, what you got? Little Susie jumps up and says, apple. She said, that's right, little Susie. Apple is great. She says, all right, B. Who's got a good word for B? Johnny's hand is up in the air. He is jumping back in the back. Like, hell no. What's a bitch, bastard? No, we ain't calling Johnny. Stewie. What's B? Stewie stands up. He says, boulder. She said, fantastic. That's a great word. Good job, Stewie. All right, C. And, of course, Johnny's hand is right up there. He is dancing on his desk at C. She is like, hell no, I'm not getting C for Johnny. Hell no. So she looks around. She goes, Bradley, give me a C word. He said, catapult. She said, you are wonderful. Great job. You get an A. She sits there. She keeps going through, she's like D, E, F, G. She's like, yeah, I can figure out everything. She comes to R. And she's like, R. And Johnny's hand shoots up in the air. And she stares at him. And she starts going through her mental list of cuss words. He's like, R? The hell, there's no foul language that starts with R. He's like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to give this one to Johnny. All right, little Johnny, here you go. Here's your chance. Johnny jumps up and he smiles. He goes, a rat. A big fucking rat with a dick this long.
You're all right.
All right, so guy walks into a bar, and there's a couple of you that heard this before. It wasn't too long ago. Guy walks into a bar, looks down at the end of the bar. He's like, holy shit. That guy sitting down there looks like Hitler. So he walks on down there. He sits down to him. He says, "Hey, man, how you doing?" The guy turns and looks at him. He says, "Hi." He said, you know who you look like, right?" And the guy looks at him. He said, "Yeah, I know who I look like." He said, "Well, why you walk around looking like that?" He said, "Well, because I'm Hitler." He said, "Holy shit, you're Hitler?" He said, yes, I'm Hitler." He said, you're the Hitler that started the world." "Yes, I'm that Hitler. I'm the guy that invaded France. I'm the guy that bombed England. I'm the guy that, killed 2 million Jews and 18 clowns." And the guy looks at him, he goes, "What? Why'd you kill 18 clowns?" And Hitler looks at him, he goes, "See, nobody gives a fuck about the Jews."
Oh my God. That's horrible. That's so bad it's good.
That's good.
All right. Actually, we're pretty over time. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I'm going to hell. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, we're not gonna get taxed on overtime anymore.
We're not, is that right?
No, no more.
Okay,
No more.
well, that's good. So, now I've gone blank. Now I've lost all my jokes. They all went out in my head. So,
You're
guy,
excited about overtime now. Yeah.
I am now. So, I decided me and my buddy decided to head to the mall one day, and we go to the mall and we walk around the mall and we see these two pretty girls sitting there at the food courts. We go over and talk to them. We sit down, talk to them at the table, and my buddy Jeff strikes up the conversation with a cute little girl, and I start talking to the other little girl. We have this nice little conversation and decide, hey, we'd like to see you tonight. And so they're like, yeah, we can go out tonight. And the girl goes, girl I was talking to goes, well, you're going to have to come by my house and meet my dad. I said, okay, no problem. We can go by her house and meet her dad. They're like, wonderful. So they give me the address, and me and Jeff head out. And later that evening, we're heading towards the house, and Jeff is laughing. He's like, hey, man, those two look like they're ready to go. I said, I know, right? We're going to have us a good night tonight. So we get there and get into the front door and knock on the front door, and the gentleman answers, and I being the southern boy I am, stick out my hand, say, hi, I'm Wade. It's nice to meet you, sir. He said, are you here for my daughter? I said, yes, sir, I am. I'm here to take your daughter out. And the guy looks at me, and he looks at my buddy Jeff, and he said, okay, well, let me get him on down here. So he turns around and calls for him. The girls come on down, and they're coming up the hallway, and Jeff's is walking, and she's coming. I was like, damn, Jeff, she's looking good. Jeff's all excited about it. And she comes out, and she said, just a second, my friend will be out. So I'm like standing there waiting, thinking, if my Jeff looks this good, mine's going to look this good too. So she comes coming on down the hallway in a wheelchair.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, what the hell am I going to do with this? Jeff just looks at me and laughs, turns around and walks off. He's like, yeah, that's on you, bud. I was like, all right, well, this is what we got, right? This is what we're dealing with. That's good. And so the father comes out as I'm standing there, and I'm looking at our truck and looking at this wheelchair and looking at this truck. And I'm thinking, there ain't no way that's going to work. So the dad comes out, and he's like, well, if you want to take my daughter on a date, you can use our van. I was like, that's mighty kind of you, sir. I appreciate that. He said, you do have a driver's license? I said, yes, sir, I do. He said, you have insurance? Yes, sir, I do. He said, all right, well, let's go ahead. We get her loaded up in the van. Y'all can go out and go to the movies. So we do this, right? We go and we head out, and we go out and actually have a wonderful time. The girl in the wheelchair is fantastic. She is intelligent. She's sweet. She's funny. She is just a genuinely wonderful person. And I find myself having a fantastic time with this girl. So we have a good night. We do dinner. We do movies. And afterwards, we're heading home. And my buddy Jeff says, hey, there's a neighborhood park. Let's pull over there and kind of chill out. The girl's like, yeah, let's go to the park. Let's go to the park. So I'm like, okay. So we head to the park. And we get there and they get out and we get the girl out, and Jeff and his girl head over to the swings. Me and my girl head over to the jungle gym where, you know, I can sit and talk to her. And it doesn't take long before Jeff and his girl are getting at it and going pretty hot and heavy. And me and my girl are sitting there talking. I can see she's a little embarrassed. She's looking a little embarrassed there. And I was like, "Are you okay? Do we need to go somewhere?" She's like, No, we don't need to go anywhere. It's just, you know, I see what they're doing. I was like, "Well, yeah, that's what they're doing." She's like, "Well, you know, what do you think?" And I was like, "Well, I think that, you know, they're probably going to have sex." She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well," she said, "Well, do you want to?" I was like, "What?
Whoa.
What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, do you want to have sex?" I was like, you don't have any legs." She's like, "I know I don't have any legs." I said, you know, I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't understand how does this work? And she said, "Well, you take me over there to this little monkey bar, and I'll hold on to the monkey bar. If you lay under me, we'll do it that way." And I was like, "Are you kidding?" She's like, No, we can do this. I was like, "Okay, obviously this girl done it before. I ain't going to argue, so we go ahead and we do our thing. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. At least I do. I'm a guy. I had a wonderful time. 3 or 4 times, actually, because I was a young guy. Damn it. I can't tell you whether or not she had a wonderful time. I know I had a wonderful time. So we get done. We head back to the house. Get her packed up, head back to the house. I drop her off. I return the keys to her dad. He's like, "Thank you." And I said, "Thank you, sir. Have a good night." So we head out. A couple of days later, we get a phone call saying, "Hey, my dad would really like to talk to you. Can you come over for dinner?" I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Bring your friend, because I'm going to bring Jeff." She's like, "Okay." So we all go over there for dinner that night. And I'm sitting there, and the dad is looking at me and just staring at me. And I look between her and the dad. Jeff is over there laughing because he figured it out. The dad obviously knows what happened, right? But that dad is just staring at me, and I am shitting bricks. I'm going to get my ass beat down by this big dude. So I excuse myself to go up to the restroom. I go up to the restroom, wash my hands and stuff, and I'm heading back out, and Dad stops me right there at the door. He said, "I want to talk to you." Oh shit. So I was like, "Okay, this is going to turn out bad for me, guys." So we go back in. He kind of pushes me back into the bathroom, and I'm like, "Man, I'm looking around. There's not a window to get out of. The bathtub's in the way. The closest thing I got, I guess pick up the back of the toilet and hit him with it and run. I don't know. My mind's panicking. This guy's about to whip my ass for what I did to his daughter." So he gets me in there and he shuts the door and he looks at me. He said, "I know what you did with my daughter." I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sure you do." He said, "I just want to thank you."
Whoa.
And I was ready to duck or whatever. I was ready to cover my face. And I stopped and I looked. I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, man, I just want to thank you." He said, "Most guys just leave her hanging there and I have to go get her." So
That's a good
It
one.
was a long way to get there, but it was worth it. Oh my lord.
All right, big hand for Wayne.
Yay, Wade! You're not
maybe
gonna-
next
you're
time
not
we'll talk
gonna-
about elephants.
Always time to talk about
That's
elephants.
funny.
Definitely talk about pink elephants next time I'm
What a
up there.
gentleman you are.
Oh, good. I need to hear that punchline. I missed it.
My lord.
Ooh. Fuck. Alright, guys. We made the hour. We made it for the night. I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank everybody for, sharing your jokes with us. For laughing at some of the jokes that wasn't funny. and producing jokes that were funny.
And
You guys
thank
are
you,
awesome.
Nick, for hosting this party.
Yes, and everybody
Well,
chips
everybody.
in.
Thank you.
Chip
Have
the
a few
sim,
laughs,
boys and girls, whether you like it
before
or
you
not.
sign
Just
off and
tip the goddamn
Check the
Happy
news and
Year's.
see how our new president is. All that bullshit.
Well, what's with that? How come I
Good
can't
night,
do
everybody.
Am I
Signing
gonna-
off.
Nick. Well done. Thanks a lot, Nick.
I mean, I'm not signing off.
It's
But
a cash register. Why not?
Yeah, you gotta
I
click
know.
the cash register.
I did. It says stand 1, 2, 3.